Alright, what is up guys, and I'm back with another review, and today we're gonna see the return of the laptop images because I don't have this layer. So today we're gonna be talking about Shelter Regulus 5-star tower, the prize of Random Booster 8, and probably one of the most forgotten about god bays. So first of all, the layer Shelter Regulus, it's designed to have a kind of, no, there we go. It's designed to have like a kind of retractable mode change, so when it's spinning at like a high RPM, these yellow parts here, they extend out, and it supposedly gives it more attack power. Since I don't have it, I thought they extended out further, but they actually don't. So that honestly doesn't give it very much attack. And when it slows down, it looks more like this. The yellow parts retract, and it just becomes like this blue kind of Gaia Dragoon looking thing. But either way, the design is too recoily, especially in attack mode. Even the attack mode doesn't provide a significant amount of attack. Its teeth are pretty bad, so it has overall just poor burst resistance. The Hasbro one is slightly better. The Hasbro one can at least beat Deep Chaos when used on Hunter or Iron, but the Takara Tomy one is not that great. Neither of them are that great, to be honest. Winning Valkyrie, or they were already, it was already outclassed by like Legends Brigand and Sea Excalibur when it came out, and Twin Nemesis. You know, things that like Winning Valkyrie is better, Bloody Longinus is better. Twin Nemesis probably just directly outclasses it for what it could be used for. So now we have the parts I actually have, which is the disc 5-star and the driver tower. So I already talked about 5 in a pretty recent Blast Genius video. It is kind of like a reversed 4. It faces the opposite way of 4. According to a few people, because of this, it performs better on left spin Beyblades because it's designed more for left spin than right spin. I found it to increase the burst resistance of the combo it's on pretty significantly. I originally used 5 on my Hell Salamander combo because I thought it was bursting too much against things like Legend Spriggan and I don't even remember what I was using it against, but I thought I needed 5 on it, and that turned out not to be true. Another advantage of 5 is that its outer perimeter is pretty smooth on the bottom, so it makes a good substitute for just 7 without a frame on combos using Revolve or Bearing, if you're already using 7 on something else in deck format. But overall, 7 is better for that kind of thing. I still like 5 on Twin Nemesis 5-glaive iron. Not that great of a combo now that Hell Salamander's out there, but let's see what else. I guess you could use 5 on Hell Salamander. I think 7 or 0 is probably better depending on what driver you're using with it. And then the frame is Star. Star is kind of like a side grade to Meteor. Meteor has 5 points, but they're facing right, and Star is just pointing outward, so it works better with Legend Spriggan than Meteor does, because Legend Spriggan can spin both directions. Meteor only faces right, while Star faces both directions. But Legend Spriggan is just like barely hanging on to being useful. when it's mint, it stands a chance against Till Salamander and Emperor Fornius, but as it wears down, it like becomes, well, every layer becomes more useless as it wears down. But it can beat Emperor Fornius on bearing and sometimes atomic. I'm off topic right now, but yeah, Star is the frame to use for Legends Brigand. It's better than Meteor, but it's not like that much better to be where using it over Meteor becomes mandatory. Some people like it for stamina, but Glaive is better in left spin and Cross is better in right spin. Flow might also be better, but Star and Flow are honestly like the two frames that I don't use very much at all, so it's like kind of a niche alternative to Meteor and sometimes Cross. And then the driver tower is, I believe, still the tallest driver. I'm not sure if Volcanic is taller, but when it is in, it's has the same gimmick as Regulus, basically, that or it's like an opposite of Reboot. It's got like a weird semi-flat tip, which means that it skips the Tornado Ridge pretty often. Not very good. When it's spinning at a high RPM, these tabs will pop out and retract the tip, so it'll be shorter, and as it goes back in, it gets taller. This is actually bad because it'll make the Beyblade go off balance as it loses spin, which isn't good for conserving stamina. I mean, my tower spring isn't very good, but I don't know if that's the case for all of them. Overall, tower is basically just a worse Reboot, a worse extend. I don't know what else is like taller and also usable for that kind of purpose. I tried Twin Nemesis 7 tower before I had 0 or Reboot, and it was like bursting versus Neptune, so yeah, not a very good driver. So overall, as you can tell by like my lack of the actual having the part, Shelter Regulus is not worth a buy. The layer is bad, the driver is bad, the disc is like decent, but not mandatory. It's honestly a pretty forgettable Beyblade. Pretty forgettable whole random booster, I think. It's like one of the bays was Blaze Ragnarok 9-liner in the random booster. I think the only good thing in there is the red Alter Chronos. So honestly, just a pretty weak release overall. I would not recommend Shelter Regulus unless you were a fan of it. I mean, it does look kind of cool, but like not cool enough for me to justify buying it, in my opinion. So up next is the Cliff Bar. So I will see you guys then, and happy blading.